good sir or fine madame. This is the one and only Hello Melvin, and I've been tasked with a lot of different responsibilities today that I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to handle at once. But I'll try my best. And I'm already fucking up. But really, what I have to do is I have to go in and rate from a scale of 1 to 10 all of your funny submissions into the Newgrounds Parody Jam. Now, the only thing I'm familiar with on Newgrounds is those little funny games where you get to select a few different options to talk to, women, and then they tell you whether they like it or not, and sometimes they go, oh, and sometimes they go, ugh, and then you keep making those options, and you keep picking the right ones, and eventually you get to have a little prize. Well, I mean, at least for me, it's a bit of a prize. I don't know, some people might not be into it, but for me personally, I really love it. So Aalasteir has been giving me a lot of options to go with here. I've got, it looks like it's around 21 options of picking what's the best. But I don't really know if it's just me saying that this one's the best and then it just goes through to the top of the line and the cream of the crop. But if I just have to say what I think is the best, and then that gets rated above, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm getting hair in my mouth. I was supposed to get a perm earlier today in order to prepare for this, but unfortunately, I was declined. In that I was walking up to women that looked like they had really nice hairstyles, and I asked them to give me perms, and I said I could perm you with my cream, and then they said no, get away from me, and then they potentially called the police or tried to instill a bit of a limitation as to how close I could get to them in a permeated distance in terms of miles and ratios, and anyway. I'm going to be able to go through this today for you and tell you whether or not you did a good job or a bad job. I'm a bit of a critic, you might have seen my YouTube channel, but I'll plug it in the channel in the comments below, and you can give me a like and a subscribe if you like, and that would really help you in the algorithm, And so basically. Basically, I'm going to be able to tell you if you're funny or not. And no disregard is it that I'm saying that you're terrible, you're awful, and you deserve to die, or you should just give up everything you're doing if you're not funny. But I'm just saying from like an objective point of view that you're not funny, or you're funny. That's pretty much it. And in the end, really, I think I'm the only one that really is funny. So just. Sorry. What we're going to do is we're going to go through today and pick a lot of different options as to what we think is going to be the best potential outcome for you as to whether or not you're good or bad. All right, we're going to start with something here called Stronghold Smashers, the ye old side-scroller by thatsSOremalicious. So, I'm not sure what Ramalicious, but I hope it's delicious. I hope you are, too. I'm sorry. I apologize. There it is, the Stronghold Smashers, the Yield Side Scroller. So, we look here, we got a little version of the red knight, the green knight, the blue knight, and then the beautiful lady. If you're not familiar with this game, it's from the game Castle Smashers, I believe. I'm the critic and I know everything about these games. So if you say that I don't know what I'm talking about, then you're the one that's wrong and I'm correct. So basically, this is going to be a parody of that pre-established game and their pre-established characters, and that now they're in the medieval times. You can see their helmets are a little bit different with little balls on them, and then they go arrow. Well, the arrows are in the game already, so that's not anything new necessarily speaking, and it's only rated T. You could bump that up to an M and add some really spicy dialogue and potential interactions in the game. The clown princess? Personally, I'm a fan of the classy, and I would like to see if maybe one day we could make an M-rated version of Castle Smashers and I could smash her. The creators of Alien Humungous and Battle Knob Drive-In come this Stronghold Smashers. Now, honestly, I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you if this is funny or if this is good in terms of quality, It's not exactly funny to me. There's nothing fun. It's cute. The blue guy down there is getting some smooches. It should have been me, but this guy down there, the orange one, he's eating a sandwich. I will admit that's kind of funny. And that one right there had a little bit of gold coins, and then it got smashed and slashed, and then as a result, all the coins fell out of the purse. So I feel bad for them, really, I do. But I've had some money taken from me in inopportune ways. I would go to my favorite place in the whole United States, New York City. And there, I've had a couple of my coins from my inventory snatched and taken away from me by goblins. And not the best. But here I can admire it, and I can say, hey, better luck next time, right? So, yeah, on a scale of quality, I definitely give this up on a higher realm of like a 7 or like an 8. And then in terms of funny scale, I don't know, like a 4. You got the official Nintendo seal down there, and I appreciate that, and that you added the additional realm of reality to it. But yeah, I do like that Boogie Woogie 1999 is in here. You did a good job with that, because a lot of people didn't actually put the tag for the actual event in there, and that is required. Hold on. I give you like a 7 or 8 on the quality scale. In terms of funny, you get like a 4. Alright, so our next one here is a Blockhead saves Newgrounds. Some people have called me a blockhead back in the day when I was in high school. Fuck you, Chadwick. But maybe this one's a little bit different. It's from The-Simoes-One. I like to think that I'm a number 1, but maybe you are a little bit higher than me. I'm not gonna say one way or the other here. We'll decide if we view it soon enough, and decide if you actually deserve the top of the cream of the funny scale. Oh, it's an old Flash animation here, and within there it looks like this is a little bit biased, I think, personally, because Aalasteir is the one that's going to be as voicing in this, and he's the one who's running the fucking contest. But anyway, let's see what happens. Oh, we got the old play button, which is very nice. I really appreciate that. Oh, yep, it's everything by everyone. It's pre-established. I appreciate the intro there. It's like this is old back in the day. You know what? I get it. It's because you're making it like block. Oh, you even did the intro right there. That's pretty good, Simoes. I am a fan of Blockhead back in the day. The Weevil. I'm like the Weevil.
Hey, Blockhead. I came here to say that we from the Newgrounds gang. Did you?
Oh, cool. What's that? Okay, come down, everyone. Okay? Wait. Well. That's what it's saying! Oh, cool. What are you saying? I say the Newgrounds saying. Oh, man. It's funny when people die, right? Oh, we can make commercials. Yep, I'm now a superhero.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I was trying to learn and figure out how to skip the animation in the cutscene. I was trying to figure out how to skip the animation in the cutscenes to get to the action. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I'm sorry. I apologize. I couldn't understand what they were saying. It could be a result of quality of microphone. Or it could have been, like, just the way you talk. Because I could just, like... And then also the pitch of the voice doesn't make anything better there. It just makes it worse to understand. But I think that you did a really good job encapsulating the atmosphere of it. You used the theme, you used the intro, you used the art and the general design, the premise of, conscience in his head and Blockhead doing things. He's kind of just like standing there. He probably would have ran around a bit and I didn't hear any reference to tongs or anything else in the universe of this, of Blockhead. I guess that's a parody. I'm not entirely sure how he even saves Newgrounds. So there's a couple things there that I don't really get what it's saying. It says here in the description that you said if you're wondering why the audio quality is low, it's because the original Flash file got corrupted, so we had to pick the .swf and use a Flash decompiler. That sounds like a lot of complex, unnecessary, series of events to fix the problem. Personally, me, if I were to make anything other than Let's Plays, then I probably would have ended up, recording everything originally in, like, Audition, or if you Audacity, whatever you gotta use, Reaper, and, you guys get what I'm thinking right there. And, it's just, it seems like a backwards way of going about doing it. I would have had all the audio set up first, and then I would have done the visuals on top of that, and then I could have always gone back to that original audio file, I'm a bit of a file myself, in terms of audio, and cartoons. A cartoonophile. Yeah. And, so, yeah, I don't know, that's the thing that took it away from me, personally. So your quality is going to go down. Your funny meter, I didn't really get what was going on, so I really couldn't even rate it high on the funny meter. I'm really sorry. I've seen some of your work before, Simoes, and I think you have a lot of work that you've put under your belt there. You have a good resume there, and I can see that you have a lot of intuition and drive and desire, and you definitely are improving, but something as important as audio, you're going to lose all the jokes. So I would consider, if you were to submit this as another thing in the future, which you could update this and not necessarily resubmit it for this, but just for your Newgrounds profile, is fix the audio. Because if I sound like this, you don't understand what I'm going to say to you. So honestly, that's really what destroyed it for you here in the end. I feel really bad putting that one kind of lower on the scale there. So I'm probably gonna give you like a 3, in the funny scale, and in terms of quality, like a 5, maybe something along those lines. So I'm sorry, but next time, just use my advice to your advantage. Just like I like to help all the people out there and any women that are watching this to take advantage of me. The next one we're going to be looking at here is, and then they danced, and then exclamation point, and then a semicolon, and then a capital D, and then it says, MC Parody Fan Art by StitchMiss. Alright, we're going to check this one out. And Newgrounds is down for maintenance. Are you serious? I'm just waiting for Newgrounds to be up. If I ever have issues or problems with not getting it up, usually I have medication to take that just resolves the issue pretty quickly. In this scenario, it seems as though I'm going to have to wait around here for another couple fucking minutes, half an hour, and just, jiggle my balls a little bit or something. That's a pretty good idea. Oh boy. Oh, that was a good time. Trust me, I know how to make sure that I have a fantastic night for myself. I can make sure that I stay home alone, considering there's nobody else out there that would really, want to spend time with me or anything. But I can make sure that I enjoy my time, and I know that I love myself. Oh, I surely do. And what's great about it, too, is that you can recycle it. It can be used for more than one thing. I figured out recently that it can actually be used for hair gel, which is fantastic. So watch. All right. I'm looking slick. What do you think? All right. We're going to get started here on our next submission now that Newgrounds is actually back up. And I'm back down. But we've got And They Danced, an MC Parody Fan Art. I can't wait to see how they dance. I like certain types of dancing personally, as you may have been able to tell. All right. Let's get right into the videos or pictures or whatever it is that you sent. I'm not exactly 100% certain as to what each of these are going to be. And then they danced by StitchMiss. Nevada, somewhere in. It's a clever switch on the often used somewhere in Nevada. If you're not familiar from the television online, series Madness, it's a game, and it's I've only really played the games where you can penetrate people. I guess you're penetrating people with swords and knives and fists in Madness, so maybe I should give that a try. But anyway, there's a little individual that's peering out from behind a tree, a little bit too familiar for myself, and an individual that's listening to music out loud. Hey, that song? Question mark? It sounds pretty cool. Well, what's it called? He's relaxed because he's probably listening to something he shouldn't listen to in public. I'll give you guys a warning. If you guys have open ear headphones, people from across the rooms can listen to the hentai that you're listening to. So I would give you a heads up that maybe you should get closed, soundproof type ones so that way only you could hear it, or listen to it very minimally, and it helps protect your hairs in your ear as well. So that way you're not fucking up your ability to hear down the line, because it's important to be able to tell when someone's coming in from around the corner, and that you can have a good sense of hearing. So that way you can make sure that you stop what you're doing at a really quick pace, or close your door or lock your door. So you don't want to fuck up your hearing. Anyway, it's a dance mix of the Chicken Dance by DJ Birdie. I'll make sure I add to my Spotify playlist. It's a parody of the online audio platform Spotify, but it's Spoofy, like a spoof. I think that's what they're going for here. And I know that the Chicken Dance is a very popular song in the Madness universe, given I believe it's Tricky that really loved that song in the first place. And he says, OMG, is that Jesus? And he says, wait, what? And he says, well, hey there, I like that song too. And he says, really? And he says, well, that means only one thing. Let's dance. And they go and they dance and then all right. Then Jesus is given the rock. Yeah, I don't think Jesus would do that. Maybe he would, because those are like devil horns. I'm not really. I'm a Christian myself. I would never allow that to happen in my household. I wouldn't let the Satan come by. I'm a little bit opposed to the devil or satanic imagery. So personally, I'm a little bit offended by this comic, and that I don't believe that Jesus would do that, but that's okay. And they dance, and then the sun dances, and everyone's having a good time, which is really nice and really cute. I guess the parody here is that the individual that's listening to it was a little bit nervous that the guy wouldn't like the song or something, but then he ended up liking it, and then they all danced together, which is cute. I wouldn't say that I laughed at all. Quality wise, it's okay. It's black and white like Madness is, or rather off kilter brown. I like your what you got going on here from a perspective of a watermark. Is that what that is? Digibits? Is that you? Digibits? And then it's really compressed. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if that's part of the joke, or if that was just something that you took from a background. I don't know how you pulled that one off, but it's not there at the end. So in terms of continuity, it's not in the background at the end when they're all dancing. I was hoping that the logo would start dancing too, but I guess you really dropped the ball on that one. Sorry. Yeah, so that one's okay. Let's see what it says in the comments here. I admittedly had a bit too much fun drawing this. Just that final panel, man. This is my entry for the NG Parody Jam for Phantom Arcade, a.k.a. Aalasteir. Decided to do an alternative timeline where no one dies in the first Madness combat, and everything is happy and wonderful, which is arguably very boring. So you should just go and watch the original for more fun and more violence. Oh, so this was actually a parody of the original one by Crinkles when he first made it back in the day. So let's listen to that real quick and watch it just to see how close it, pertains to the new parody of it, all right? The guy in the background's dancing. Is that supposed to be the logo in the back there? Because he's doing a good job. I don't know if Jesus comes in at any point in time here. He should. To be accurate to the parody, Jesus should fly in right now and say, oh, I hate that, considering the parody is the opposite of what happened in the original. Isn't that how that works? Oh, there's Jesus! And now he's a zombie. Oh, very nice. See, I'm okay with this because Jesus is actually portrayed as a good human being here, and he's protecting the individuals. And granted, he's turning some people into zombies, which isn't exactly the best thing in the world, but that's okay. Jesus himself was a zombie, if you think about it, right? I'm not a huge proponent for violence. Oh, he killed the logo. This was the one thing I didn't want to happen. Okay, I get the context now. I gotta change what I said originally and that it was not as funny. And I think it fits for the parody. He did a great job. I tip my fedora to you. It's kind of hard with the earphones on at the same time. Honestly, that wasn't that bad. I have to retcon like all they do in the series, or like in Star Wars when they retconned everything that happened. I gotta kind of rescind some of my earlier opinions. Honestly, I keep fucking up, but I keep rescinding my opinions here because in the end, it really actually was pretty accurate to the original and then changed it around a little bit. So I gotta give you credit for that one, but I'm still not laughing as much as I probably would have normally if it was like really funny parody. I'm not entirely sure what would have made it funnier. Maybe if he started doing the Dougie, or he started doing the Soulja Boy, or he started doing the stanky leg or something like that, Maybe he did something a little bit more accurate. Maybe he started twerking. I give it... let me think here. All right, let's go to the scores. All right. Funny? Was it funny? You know what? I think it was one of the funnier ones because there was actually an intent for humor in here, I think, that I understood. And then, quality, from a perspective of what was on there, it was... you get the concept that, like, in the end, it was black and white, which takes a little bit away from that, but it's accurate to the original, so... tomato, and then, quality-wise, the drawings, it's madness, It's not that complicated. I'm gonna give it like let's give it a 6 in quality. I think that's about accurate. I think it's about, like, middle ground, all right? So our next one here is going to be apples.mp3. Now, the thing about this one is, I'm under the impression that this is probably a reference to my favorite television series, and I would let everyone know that in the end here, if you're not on my side, I'd rather you turn off your computers right now. Fluttershy is obviously the best pony. I'm just gonna throw it out there. She's shy, and she's like openly willing, probably, and won't say much about my body odor or anything. I like that she's like kind of blondish. She's like more like pink hair, I think. But like in the end, I think that Fluttershy would be the one that actually ends up being with. I have no chance with Rarity. I fucking hate Rarity, honestly. And in the end, I think Pinkie Pie's just a slut. And I think that everyone else that's in there is, what's the other one? The purple one? Like, who gives a fuck about her? Yeah, she's the main OC, whatever, who cares? She's like a self-insert for everybody. Who cares? She's too normal, too average every day, whatever. Someone else is gonna take her, And then, I just think in the end, there's Applejack, but she's kind of like a tomboy, and I'm a I'm a manly's man, so I'm not gonna go date no tomboy, okay? So, in the end, I have a feeling here that SadManNicc, NICC's, apples.mp3 is probably a parody of the original Newgrounds cartoon that was made by, I believe, Hot Diggity Demon about apples and My Little Pony. Oh, it is a song, and I must have entirely fucked that up, and I just got that entirely confused. I guess we'll have to listen and find out, huh? There's your waveform, and there's SadManNicc with a Deltarune profile picture. And then here, we're gonna give it a listen.
Oh boy, let me tell you. I do love eating all these apples.
Applejack, what is the meaning of this?
I was right!
Eat all these apples.
I was right!
Friend, I regret to inform you that I do intend to eat all these apples.
You can't eat all those apples.
The consumption of this many apples will surely incapacitate you.
Do you...
It's gonna fuck you up, I've tried. Have you seen what happened to that guy that made Apple?
knave, unaware of the consequences
Steve Jobs?
to conquer this very mountain of apples.
I could go for a few jobs right now.
Applejack, this quest will only lead to your doom.
And a sweet and succulent doom it shall be.
Your unquenchable lust cannot be satiated. Come, my sister, you need not die for nothing.
And yet, that very nothingness shall be my undoing. If I am to die, then what importance does the method hold?
The entropy of a sloth does not fit you, friend. Come, let me get rid of these apples and...
If you so lay a hoof on these apples, I will turn you into glue, friend.
Such wrath...
Glue? Okay.
All their apples belong to me. And if they do not give it,
All your apples belong to us. That's a reference. That's a reference.
Then let go of the silly notion that you could save me. For I am already gone. Now if you excuse me, I have apples to eat.
I have to say, that was pretty high quality. You did a good job with that one. Your description there is just that you put the Kevin MacLeod. I'm gonna go with MacLeod because if it was MacLeod, then it would just be M-A, the capital C, the lowercase L. Other people have tried to correct me, but I'm pretty sure that I'm always correct. So, anyway, when it comes to this, SadManNicc, I think you did a good job. You made a little bit of a differentiation in terms of what you submitted here, and that it wasn't just... I understand that most people are going to probably go off of pictures or videos or art. You did an audio submission, and me personally, I'm a bit of an audio guy, huh? As you can see right here, I've got my own specialty headphones to make sure that I hear the best of quality of audio. Everything I ever post online, I say, listen with headphones, to make sure that everybody understands that they get the best quality possible. I am, again, an audiophile, and I must say that in the end here, that this actually was a fairly good quality. Your quality of your microphone was pretty good, and your audio mixing was pretty good with the music and your actual voice acting, and you could hear the differentiation between the two characters with Applejack and I don't know who the other one's supposed to be, Spike or whatever, or hopefully it's Fluttershy, but I'm not entirely certain. But in the end here, you got 2 full minutes of audio that you wrote, you acted, you edited, did a lot of things here. Not to say that there's anything more important with an audio, I'm biased, but I think in the end, I think this was one of the higher quality ones I've heard thus far, and I'm very impressed. So I think that it was good. Now, when it comes to hilarity, I obviously didn't laugh. It's kind of hard to make me laugh, as you could tell, unless it's laughing at your demise. But in the end here, apples.mp3 was actually pretty good. Let me think. When it comes to quality, let's say a 7. I think you could have done sound effects like apples, like being eaten, and then maybe whoever, Applejack or she, whatever, like maybe she burps or something, and then like she keeps eating and she gets really big, and then like the other side, you hear the other side of like a little fart or something, and then like the other person comes in, and then you hear the sound effect of them going like pee, ew. That would be really good. Do you take commissions? I'm just curious. Well, anyway, I would say let's go with a quality of 7. And let's go with the funny scale of 6. I think a 6 is pretty valuable there, and that probably could have made me laugh a little bit more, but I think it was more than average in terms of your delivery and your intent of what you put behind it there. So all in all, great job. I'm impressed. Keep up the good work. And I hope that one day you can make some really important and special commissions for just me. Please reach out to me. My Discord can be found in my description and on my bio. Just don't contact me if you're a minor, please. Our next one here is PETOFU. PETOFU by Mold 5 Acre. I'm familiar with this Mold 5 Acre. I believe he submitted other works in the past that friends of mine have had to review. So I'm not gonna bias that or anything. I'm not gonna give you a higher score than anyone else. I'm gonna just give you an average score of whatever I feel is deemed necessary. But I just want to say, shit. I tip my fedora to you once more. Mode 5 Acre. Mode 5 Acre. Mode 5 Acre. Yeah. So, this is your tags here. I'm trying to get the context as to what's going on in the first place. You got Bandage Girl, Friday Night Funkin', Meat Boy, and Tofu Boy. Is Tofu Boy a spin-off, a DLC? Is that like a costume that you can wear within Super Meat Boy or something? Anyway, there's a character at the top here that looks like a cow that's giving a kiss. Thank you very much. I'll be taking that one for later. It says Super Tofu Boy. Okay, so instead of Super Meat Boy, it's Super Tofu Boy. But no, it's actually pretty good. That's something. It says, I don't know what Siva is and what that means. And clearly, Super Meat Boy here is a little bit rotten, and he's been smelly. I'm all too familiar with Super Meat Boy. You don't see any sweat stains through the quality of my cam here that I use for my online web forums. But you could probably, if you had a higher quality one, you could see my sweat stains pretty easily if you really wanted to. But you got a little chomp out of your head by Mr. Tofu over here, Mr. Boy. And the boy, the O and boy is a male sign squirting out what looks like, it's semen. I'm not going to joke around and pretend that it's something else. I literally just used that in my hair earlier, so I'm not shy about those types of things. I'm sex positive. In that I would like to have some, but in terms of my score, I would say I'm probably in the negatives. If you would count single-handedly doing it, going against your score, in that case, I have the lowest score of all time. I tip my fedora to you. Shit. And then at the bottom here, we have a guy that's like supposed to be Friday Night Funkin', giving a middle finger. I'm Christian. I'm not going to give a middle finger. And then he's going to the guy on the right-hand side that's boyfriend of some fashion, and he's smiling. It says, after this, there's going to be Beat My Meat, Mean Tofu Beans, and a 3D slippery sequel. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty used to that. High five! High five! High five! Based off the shitty PETA ripoff and made for Parody Jam, same thing with the Friday Funkin' but bad Tanuki thing. Can't wait to win $9 from this. Okay, so I think the humor's there. The quality is a little bit differentiated and weird. I don't really get what's necessarily going on here. I might have to do some review and research to figure out what's going on with this blue guy down here. Let's see. It says the shitty PETA ripoff. Now, what was the PETA ripoff? So, give me a second here. Oh, it's Super Tofu Boy. That's what's going on here. PETA made a version called Super Tofu Boy. Considering that means that you didn't make it! You came up with this on your own, except you didn't. You took a pre-existing IP, and you just said, this is my own parody of it. So I don't give you credit for that. So there goes your humor score down the drain! I consider only original content very original and good, such as when individuals make, let's say, an animal that has superpowers of electricity and also manages to combine with another animal that is of different species and quality, that is of high ability to have really good speed. And combining those two together in one, that's an original concept. Your original concept here is Bupkis. It's nothing. You lose. A good day, sir. God damn it. I reverse tip my fedora to you, good sir. I reverse tip my fedora to you, bad sir, or madame, or other, because in the end, I don't really get why you just used a pre-existing one. Tofu Boy is not yours, so then I don't count it. I'm sorry. You lose. So as a result, your funny scale goes down to a 4, and your quality is at a, let's say, a 4. So, too bad, so sad. You should have used something original in your parody. I'm sorry. You should have made it about a Pokemon and another character that runs really fast, combined into one. That would have made it original. Anyway, let's go on to our next one here. Clammin on a Friday Night by Carcity Pilot 31. Now, clammin on a Friday night. Now, I'm just trying to figure out what that means. When women go down on the street at night on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays when I say home alone, usually the joke is that you could smell them from down the street with as if it were a market of a particular type of food. Perhaps that's the clam in this scenario, because a clam from a food perspective and a clam in the woman's perspective could be compared in both visuals and sense. So maybe that's what's going on here, Carcity Pilot 31. Let's give it a try. Yo, clamming on a Friday night. Yo, big. So Carcity Pilot here made a picture of Clammy, and it's Friday Night Funkin'. There's that, okay, down there in the corner is that guy that's always used in those things. Right there, I recognize that work right there. Little guy with the nose peeping out over the wall. I forget his name. Was it perhaps Peter? Or Trevor? Or Petrevor? There is a fish on top of the stereo system. Is that supposed to be Psycho Goldfish, the programmer of the Newgrounds? I'm not too familiar. I'm not too sure. And then you got the individual on the right-hand side here. He's cursing, and he's not supposed to say that. That's Clammy. That was not in the script, so he fucked up. So I have to familiarize myself with Clammy. The tags here are Clammy and Nim. So let's look that up. Alright, that is not what I was looking for, but that looks very good. It reminds me of the candies that I would get from Japan. There's clams, which is nice, and there's calm gummies. That's not what I was looking for. But if I go back to all here, there's a mention of a upcoming cartoon by Carcity Pilot. This is their original character, it looks like here. Henry the French Cat stars Nim and a couple other. Nim, I believe, is this individual with the hat on here, living a decent life. And then there's an individual here that's very foul-mouthed and cursing. So it seems like this is a parody incorporating their own OCs into it that I'm not entirely familiar with. So, hey, those are original characters. They're not pre-established ones and a premise that you just kind of stole from something that was done by PETA. So as a result, I have to give you some quality for that. I don't know who V Viper is, but I gotta give you credit where credit's due. I think that the visual of this character on the right and their facial expression is pretty good, so your quality goes up in that realm. Everything's colored. You have some little wrinkles in the curtains here. And the individual on the far left here, which I believe is Nim Nim, I could be entirely wrong about that one, I'm sorry. And that one is, you got a good visual expression there where he's like, I don't really know if you should be doing that. But, is it funny? I don't know the context, so honestly, it's not too funny for me. I'm not laughing. It's not an uproarious event for me personally, so I don't really know about that one. So from a funny scale, you get, let's give you like a 4. And from a quality perspective, I'll give you a 5. Yeah, I think that's accurate. So hope you don't mind that I kind of give you an average to below average score. It just didn't make me laugh or anything, and it's not like the art was out of this world or anything, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this next one, though, which is Pico School by Humungous Entertainment. Tip my hat to you, fine madame, sir, or otherworldly being, because I'm a fan of Pajama Sam, or the individual that is a fox that lives in dry cereal, or other realms. He's a spy and he's a fox. It's Spy Fox. That was a joke. I'm not like a good stand-up comedian or anything here. I didn't say that I was exactly the funniest guy in the room. I'm just the most on-edge guy in the room. But yeah, so ElectroNat here made a Pico School parody utilizing characters from Humungous Entertainment and or visuals. So let's check it out. It's a bloody adventure for kids 18 and up. But then again, the art piece here is rated E for everyone. How is the art piece indicating it's for kids 18 and up, but then you give it a E score? Are you just trying to game the algorithm here in Newgrounds? Bad on you, Mr. Mrs. ElectroNat. But I really like this one. It's Pico with a gun. Everyone loves guns here in the Newgrounds community, right? Everyone's like, I need to own a gun. I have my amendment right to own one. When I have one on me, I'm packing 24/7. And when I mean that, I mean my penis. Yeah, but Pico's in Pico's School. It's for Windows 3.1, Windows 95, Macintosh, CD-ROM. It's an interactive shooting adventure. You could really get yourself involved in this if you want to get your hands dirty and you want to really feel it. I really appreciate the Humungous Entertainment adjustment of the logo in the bottom right-hand corner here that says Newgrounds. I don't really get, like, I guess it would make sense that you put the new on the right and then the grounds on the right. I guess that's kind of how they might do it. But I thought they did the Humungous. I forget how the logo looks, but I feel like it would have been in reverse there. But then it would have said grounds new. So maybe it wouldn't have worked. But either way, I appreciate the effort that was put into that. So your quality score is going high up there. You're going to get like a 8, at least. And then you got the individual in the background there that's from the game with their big cock. Not as big as mine. Oh, maybe. But, this is good because it reminds you of the artwork that would be in any other one that Humungous Entertainment would make. And it looks like it's a game that would be very good for all the young adults that are out there that are 18 and up. Here's a glimpse into an alternate universe where Humungous Entertainment published Pico School. So I think you hit the art style really well. You hit the art style really good here, and you added a gun, so that's easily like funny scale is going whoa. But yeah, you did a good job. And, you threw in a trademark there, which is appreciated because sometimes people try to steal people's content, which is not cool. I don't like it when people steal my original ideas. Like just the other day, I was thinking about making this really cool show where it's about a bunch of people and they get really high and they sit around and they joke and they get really high and then they smoke and like maybe they'll do like, I don't know, like intergalactic like adventures, and maybe they'll go to like fast food restaurants or something, or I don't know. I haven't thought everything through. I'm more of the ideas guy. Usually what I do is I just come up with an idea and I throw it into a server somewhere on my Discord like lackeys, and usually they do everything for me, soundtrack and visuals and art and animation and voice acting, and I've made a game myself before and it was pretty good, but from now on I just have everyone else do everything for me. It's a lot easier that way, honestly. So I like to let's say I like to lay down and just have it be done to me. If you get what I'm saying, if you catch my drift, if you're slurping what I'm spitting. So from a funny scale, let's give you a 7. From a quality scale, I will give you an 8. Because I was very impressed by that one. It was original. I wouldn't have thought of that. That was pretty good. So the next one we have here is Wingardium Leviosaaaaa by Shabadaman. And it's a parody remix.wav. So I guess you're going to do a song based off of the Wingardium Leviosa cartoon that was created by the one and only Chris O'Neill, Oni and G. Oni plays. Hey, I think that I'm pretty good as a voice actor and that I should be used for the intro for Oni Plays. They need to update it in the current era and they could use me for your intro. Anybody that's out there that wants to have me for your intro, you could just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I will give it to you and you can have me in your videos. So here's Shabadaman's Wingardium Leviosaaaaa. As expected, a meme tribute to Oni and G's legendary Harry Potter parodies. This is a fan-made, non-commercial parody track, just for fun and for the memes. I'm a memer myself. I'm a memer. All credit goes to Oni, Oney, for creating these formative pieces of my childhood. Please go and check out his content if you haven't already. I like how you're giving a shout-out to the one and only Oni and G, who has not submitted to Newgrounds in fuck all. Wingardium Leviosa, the Harry Potter parody animation, and Wingardium Leviosa 2. It was so good, you had to do it again. You had to hit it again. Let's hit it one time here for the Wingardium Leviosa parody remix. Watch, 1, 2, 3, boom!
So remember, children, it's Wingardium Leviosa. Swish and flick the shit out of your wand like this.
Leviosa. Stop. Leviosa. Stop.
We'll be learning the summoning spell, Accio, one of the oldest spells in history. Simply say Accio, followed by whatever it is your heart desires.
Accio. Right. Stop. Stop. Leviosa. Stop.
Accio,
Right. Stop. Stop.
one of the oldest spells in history.
Accio. Go on, Horror. You're the chosen one. Leviosa. Stop. Stop. Leviosa.
We're doing Accio now, Nevin, but still very good.
I'm not fucking funny. I just fucking give up all this shit. I'll never be fucking funny like these guys that make these fucking parody remixes. That was pretty good. It was obviously a reuse of all the different voices and the lines that were in the original Wingardium Leviosa parody video that was originally. This is like remember that one meme from back in the day where it's like, yo dog, I heard you liked Harry Potter parodies, so I put a Harry Potter parody in your Harry Potter parody, because this is a parody of a parody originally. So it's like an Inception, effectively, where you're going down multiple levels. So I don't know if they thought about that as they were going through this. I like how you put in there shitpost. This isn't a shitpost. This is a quality post. I'm very impressed. In the end here, I think that your audio, what you put there, and I'm assuming you made the music, as opposed to just taking a Kevin MacLeod audio. This is a fan-made, non-commercial parody track, so he made it himself here, and then he just added all the lines together, which is admirable. I'm sure you had to kind of also tweak the lines originally, so that way you didn't have any audio in the background of those, which can be annoying. So I can appreciate the effort that was put in there. And I think that in the end here, when it comes to, the overall concept, it was just the same thing said over and over, which is fine. There's parts where it just seemed like you just made a beat and you just kind of threw it on top of there. But there's a couple parts where it sounded like it was going with the beat, and I got a little funky with it. And I think that there's something to be said there. So it's definitely very catchy. It's definitely very good. From a funny perspective, I would say the concept of a song version of the hit line, saying the hit line over and over again, and saying, I'm Wingardium Leviosa, Bazinga! That kind of stuff is always so funny. But I would give that a 5. And then from a quality perspective, you definitely did a good job with quality, so I'll give you a 9. Because it's going to be hard to compare the quality of an audio and a picture or a cartoon, but I think here you managed to make sure that the quality was good of your audio, and, overarchingly it was a good song. So I can't give you anything more than that right now. So we're going to go to Piecorn by Designer Gorgon 1. Here's Designer Gorgon 1's Piecorn. There it is. It's Peacorn. So fucking stupid. It's Pico as corn. Get it, guys? Aren't I corny? Get it, right, guys? Right, guys? Anyways, here's my stinky entry for Aalasteir's NG Parody Jam. The joke sells itself, and I already spelled it out enough time already. I'm honestly considering maybe making another one in the near future, since there isn't a set time limit to the entry. Not to mention it's stupid enough to be a running joke. It's hard to say, but I kind of wanted this to be like a mid-effort, high-effort enough to show. I put some effort into it, but low enough for peeps to emphasize the ridiculousness of the idea. Like that one show that just got canceled. Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness it's over after 50 fucking seasons or whatever it was. It's gone. What am I gonna watch to be funny anymore? I can't even watch Impractical Jokers anymore because of what Murr did. But yeah, it's Pico as corn. Oh shit! Are his feet bread? If his feet are bread, then if his feet are bread, then I think that you deserve a higher score from a funny perspective, because it's like two pieces of food in one character, and maybe his hands are like maybe they are the popped corn, it could be, but it's Pico and corn, and it's also a pixel style, but it's not like the pixel style where all the pixels are of the same size. They're differentiated. It's like the kind of looks like an Undertale Deltarune, Toby Fox kind of thing here in terms of what you did. So it's cool. I think the quality's up there, and I think it is actually pretty funny. So you're probably gonna get like a 7 and a 7 here. I think is what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you 2 7s and 7 Up. It's like 7 Up, like the game that the women that would never pick me would play and always pick Chadwick. Never pickle Hollow Melvin. No, not Mr. Melvin. We're gonna pick Mr. Wick, Mr. Chadwick. And never gonna give any love to me when it comes to the Valentine's Day. Guess who gets all of the cards? Not me. Not Hollow. No, it's gonna go to Chadwick. And then I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna just wonder if I'm never gonna get anything like that ever in my life, or if I'm ever gonna get any attention or anything like that. So hopefully someone out there that's watching will be able to give me the attention and send me cards of love. And, you know, like February's around the corner, so you can start making a lot of cards for me. And even if you made fake cards and you sent them my way, as long as I got them, my P.O. box is in the description. You can send it to me along with my LinkedIn link and a lot of other things. You can find my OnlyFans in there. You can send everything you want to any of the addresses that are shown there and send me the money, and I'd really appreciate it. Just show me some love. I just need some attention. You got a 7 out of 7. Good job. Salad Fingers fucking dies is the next one by Spider Biter. Spider Biter. Spider Biter. Spider Biter. It's like you're biting a spider, and then like it's biting you, and you're like, ow, my spider bite, or something like that. You're like, give me the old spider bite. Ah! You know, like I'm just wondering. I'm wondering what you're gonna do here, because I can imagine that this is gonna be something about. If I had to guess, if I, Hollow Melvin, had to guess, and I put in my code right now, up, left, right, B, up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, B, A, B, I would guess that this is a video or a picture, a piece of art, or an audio piece in which the iconic character Salad Fingers becomes deceased. Am I right? Let's find out. Oh, it's a cartoon, and it's rated M. This is gonna be good. If there's what I think there's gonna be in this, then you're getting 2 thumbs up. Trust me.
Hubert, do you understand war and the political challenges it caused?
Holy shit, he's dead. It's a Peacemaker intro. I laughed.
It's a hungry world.
Oh, this is good.
Life, Hubert.
That's over already? I wanted to have more Peacemaker intro.
Breaking explosive news. Salad Fingers has fucking died. Holy shit.
Amazing grace.
How sweet. I like how you don't actually, like, try to make it seem as though you own Salad Fingers. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the continued credits here that are like, is this gonna just keep going on, and then it's
Productions.
Let me give that a try real quick. This Spider Productions. That's pretty good, right? I could do your outros too. I could do your outros and your intros. After going through 4 story changes, 2 drafts, and listening to the entire discography of Tyler, the Creator, I present my finished project for the NG Parody Jam by Phantom Arcade Aalasteir. Oh, and by the way, in the credits, I accidentally call it the NG Parody Collab. Yeah, you fucked up there, so you're gonna get less points. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joshing with you. And I also refer to Phantom Arcade as his alternative username, Aalasteir. That's his name is Aalasteir. He's just fucking with you. In the end, I hope everyone enjoys the project, because I spent a long time to get this project beautiful enough to be consumed by the public. I apologize if it may not be as good as the other parodies out there, but I just know that I did put a lot of work and effort into this. Also, if David Firth somehow finds this, he's watched it. I've sent it to him, and his parents, and his lawyer. So get fucking ready. I just want to say this message. Hey, David Firth, I just want to say that you inspired me to begin animating in the first place, and I grew up watching all the Salad Fingers episodes. I just wrote the project I was making. I was created out of love and not in any way disrespect. I hope you have a swell day, bro. Disclaimer, I do not own the rights to either Salad Fingers or Peacemaker. This is merely a fan project which utilizes the two. Just know neither are being used in a terroristic... nothing comes off as though you're a terrorist here. Should we be worried? Criminal and all around bad ways. Salad Fingers belongs to David Firth, and Peacemaker belongs to James Gunn at DC Studios, respectively. I appreciate you giving the heads up here. Outro music is done by my friend Scumbag. Get rid of him. Get rid of him and use me. All right? Use me going forward. Anyways, I think that's all for now. Hope you have all a fantastic, spectacular day. Sincerely, Spider Biter, cool dude, mixed spooky guy. You even put a "There Will Be Blood" little tag there. I'm not sure the "There Will Be Blood" reference and where that is. Yeah, I didn't necessarily. Maybe that's this right here. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the reference for "There Will Be Blood" in the beginning. You did a good job, Spider Biter, in terms of making a full-blown animation that takes a lot of time and effort. I think that the humor was absolutely there. It's probably the funniest one I've had so far, so as a result, I have to give you an 8. You have to be higher than the rest of them because I laughed like 3 or 4 times in that one. And I understand that it's, some people might say, well, how did you laugh at that one? It wasn't as much effort that I put into mine. Well, that's because I'm going to give the quality like a score of like a 4 because it's, no offense, it's a very good, funny video, but like in the end, the quality isn't exactly there in terms of, like the effects that were used and the animation is not exactly the best out there. No offense, Spider Biter, but I think that there's going to be others that are in here that have a higher scale of art. But your humor is absolutely there, and that goes a long way because you look at things that are online. People love things like Xavier Renegade Angel, which doesn't have the best quality when it comes to visuals or audio or anything, but it's part of the humor. You look at 12-Ounce Mouse. Sometimes, even Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That one has a great, humor to it, but in the end, its quality of animation is pretty poor, if you ask me. But in the end, you did a great job. Tip my hat to you. I swear to God, if this fucking falls over one more time. I tip my fedora to you, good Spider Biter. Just make sure that next time you use my outro. But the next one we have here is Uncle and Me by Gajon Donny John Bovey. Gajani Don Bovey. Gajani Don Bovey. There it is, Uncle and Me. There's Uncle, and there's me, and then there's a little character there. It's a reference to Dad and me, but it's Uncle and Me. It kind of looks like your typical uncle, and there's you, and I myself am an uncle. Well, not really, in that a lot of the people in my family kind of sort of disowned me, and I don't really get to hang out with a lot of people, and I think I might, my sister might have a child, but I'm not really hanging out with them, and it's a long story. But people call me Unk. I'll tell you that much. I'm not exactly sure where that came from, but I'm pretty sure it means cool in Webster's Dictionary. Webster's Dictionary describes Unk as fucking epic. But yeah, I think this is good. It's the quality is not exactly there. I think the funniness aspect of it was there in terms of it being a good parody of Dad and Me. So I gotta give it like a 6, like a 6 on the funny scale, and then like a no offensive, like a 4 on the quality scale. There's no background. The hand is like it looks like this. Like, I know what a closed fist looks like every night I look at one, and it does not look like that, okay? I understand that maybe you're flexing your forearm or your bicep. Fuck! But in the end, I would expect that would go a little bit something like this. So yeah, let's say those scores are pretty accurate. And let's move on to the next one. We got Boy the Meat Tyrant. This is going to be another Super Meat Boy reference. Super Meat Boy reference incoming. Woo! 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 Watch out! And this is by Kevio Nivek. Kevio Nivek. Kyrio Nivek. Holy shit! It's Boy the Meat Tyrant. There he is. His HP is all the way up. He is... I'm so cooked right now. Chat, are we cooked? Chat, is Unk cooked? Is Unk cooked right now, chat? Am I cooked like pea corn? I guess you kind of cook corn, but not really. You kind of like shuck corn and you grill corn. I'm not gonna be funny. I don't even know why I tried. But here it's a reference to Dark Souls of some fashion here, and you got the Super Meat Boy, and he's giving a thumbs up. I like how he only has the 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, which I think is probably accurate to the original character. And the villain is fucked. Super Meat Boy is a Souls-like boss, which makes sense since this game is hard as hell. And also, this is so am I. Not so much right now, but earlier. Also, this is my Ninja Parody Jam submission. Wish me luck, fans. I like this one a lot. I think the quality's up there and the humor's up there. I gotta rate this one higher than the other ones. I'm eventually gonna give up all my like high scores. All right, so in terms of funny scale, I'm gonna give it the same funny scale as Spider Biter, but the quality is obviously a lot better. So I'm gonna give it an 8. So 2 8s. So you are currently the high score. So great job. 2 thumbs up, or 1 thumbs up like Meat Boy, and keep up and keep at it. Next one here is Debbie and Darcy by SamuLax. SamuLax. I'd like to be a little lax about this one. I guess we'll have to see if it's actually good, if I want to be a dick about it or not, though. There's Debbie and there's Darcy. Debbie looks very happy, and Darcy is she's not having it. Personally, I'm a fan of when the women are not into it, in the sense that I just like when they're just like they're flat eyes, like like an Aubrey Plaza type, like a goth girl, like they kind of just like they're kind of I don't need to explain myself. Wingardium Leviosa. I wish you would forget what I just said. They're really good friends. No, really, they're just friends. Heard that one before. Okay, but seriously, I'm a big fan of Goth and Ellie along with Enat's other works. I made these 2 for my show, but then found out about the Parody Jam and thought it'd be appropriate to show these Temu bootlegs for the first time. By the way, these 2 are like young. So keep that in mind. You should have led with that. Ouch. Ouch. Wingardium Leviosa. I wish you didn't see any of this. Fuck. Alright, I don't really know who Goth and Ellie are, and I don't know who Enat is, so I'm gonna have to look this one up. Alright, so there's characters Goth and Ellie, and there they are. Ooh. Okay, they're young. They're young. Sorry. Alright, she's throwing shit around. She wants chicken. Like, why would you draw them like this if they're supposed to be like that? No, you can't. You can't say that. You can't. No way. Wait, hold on. That was by Enat. This was by Enat. Enat made it. If they're supposed to be young, why is Enat drawing this? You can't do that. How is this an M? I'm going to rate this. This is bad. This is actually, like, not good. I'm going to report this. I am the critic. If you check out my YouTube channel, I'm the critic, and I'm going to report this as improper. The comment ratings are wrong. This is adult. There is pussy in it. Submit. Wonder who's gonna see that one. But yeah, back here, Debbie and Darcy. So it's just like the same characters, but they're like supposed to be like dressing up like them. Is SamuLax like? Do you have characters that are Debbie and Darcy or something? Like, who's Debbie and Darcy? Is the parody that like it's the same characters, but it's not the same characters? I don't see, like, there's nothing funny about that, like, at all. Like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing funny at all about that. That's not even remotely funny. Like, what were you thinking? That is not fucking funny at all. What were you thinking? So there's a lot of things wrong with that one. It's not funny at all. So you got a 1. I'm gonna give you nothing for that. Quality, I'll give you like a 6. The art's pretty good. Sorry, I don't like that one. They're like weirdly sexual, and they're also like not like a parody. Like it is, but it isn't. Like it. That's as if I were to like make a movie about a dog that solves crime with a crew of people, and I called him the Scroopy Crew. And he just solved mysteries, and there's nothing different about it than the original character. Like, how is that funny, and how is that a parody? Like, at all. What were you thinking? What were they thinking? Anyway, the next one here is Velociraptor by Ed Keck. Ed Sex 35. Ed Sex 67. I decided to create a humorous entry for my Newgrounds Parody Jam and decided to do one of my biggest inspirations, Egoraptor. Everybody finds Egoraptor to be a huge inspiration on Newgrounds considering how much he posts on it. As you can see, I turned him into a literal velociraptor. Taking his glory, there he is. Why does this look like traced? Maybe it's not. I could be completely wrong. Sorry to make that claim. But, yeah, I mean, like, there's his shirt, I guess, because he normally wears, like, a red shirt in his little character icons. The hair is pretty accurate. You don't have the blonde streak, though. Did he remove that over time? I haven't been watching in, like, many years after JonTron left. Danny Sexbang is funny because sex. But, you know, like, it kind of runs its course pretty quickly, and... like, I personally, I was one of the people that was on the JonTron hate subreddit, and that, well, I don't hate JonTron, but I'm saying that I was in the subreddit that talked about how they fought. I'm the one who made that original post in the first place, actually. So, I'm basically, like, best friends with Egoraptor and JonTron, and then I've made a big impactful submission that relates to their entire life. Alright, anyway, it's a Velociraptor that's supposed to be Egoraptor, and he's a Velociraptor. That's clever. Is it funny? It's probably been done before. Is the quality there? Not exactly. So, sorry. Yeah, I'm actually like a critic. You should check my Letterboxd accounts and how I don't mean accounts plural. I don't like make other accounts and like give myself higher scores or like comment or anything. And I don't do that on Facebook for my profile for my my podcast or many YouTube accounts or bots for my Instagram or my Twitter or X or my anything else. But yeah, in terms of funny scale, like let's say it's a like a 4. I wasn't really like laughing out of my seat here. Quality. Sorry, a 4. I'm sorry. But you know, there's not like a background or anything. Like you could have, like if I imagined something that would have been like a 10 out of 10 kind of, as if it was like a really crazy like picture of like, you know that one picture of Aaron where he's like with the double chins and stuff, and he's like poking out of like a big old tree or something, and he's like, you know, like or doing something like that, and then like maybe the other people are like in the like a Jurassic Park type thing, and like Danny Sexbang is like turning the head of like the ninja guy, and then he's like looking at it, and then it's like da 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 da, something like that. You know, maybe even made a cartoon that was like that. You used the audio and you got sued. Like that would be pretty funny. But you know, this wasn't that, so I'm sorry. Anyway, the next one is Madness Cleaning Time by Rosie UV. Let's try that one and check how that is. I assume it's madness, and it's relating to that game where they're like cleaning up the crew afterwards, and you know, it's just the individual has to go in and clean up after everyone's killed, which is a game that already exists, and it's not an original concept. This is by Rosie UV, which stands for Rosie Ultraviolet. And I like how it's in the top left corner. What is touch grass? Oh. Thank you. I like how the music now starts. The music is really loud. It's only in the corner. Let's see what the credit says. I can't even read what it says. This is so fucking loud. All the sound effects were from Freesound. Level designs were based off of Madness. Combat 5 to the best Madness combat. Music is Madness 6 by Chris Shire. The first creation of author by Popsky and Operation. Madness combat is by Crickles. Alright, we're gonna play this in the really tiny window and see what this is like. I was tasked with cleaning up the mess left by Hank, but I was too busy watching Newgrounds animations all day and I forgot. Oh wait, is this a fucking game? No fucking way. All of my opinions just changed on this one. Hold on. Pushes dead bodies in the bucket head first. Sponge cleans up blood when touching. And Blaster covers up bullet holes when you click on sand hole. Sad hole. Alright, I'm gonna do baby because I'm a baby. Alright. What, Alright. I'm using WASD and I'm using my arrow keys. And, nothing works. Alright, okay, I get it. Alright, so... Alright, I'm getting it. I'm figuring it out. This is like when my mom tries to come in after I've done something in particular. What am I supposed to do here? What am I fucking... What? I can't get this last guy the fuck out of here. Alright, he fell off the planet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these holes. This isn't working. Oh, okay. You click it, and then you click the hole. What's left to do? I did every hole. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here, so that's it. I lost. And I got fucking killed in the end. Alright, well great. That's fantastic. It's the aftermath of one of Hank's murder sprees and you're the janitor that has to clean up the mess. Left before your boss finds out that you've been slacking all day, clean up the area within the time frame so you can go home and get drunk. I don't know how well this works on mobile. I haven't tested it out on there. Maybe you should. The reset button is for when the physics go all funky because I'm not very good at collision shapes in Godot. And if you really push hard enough, you can cause the bodies to face through the floor and soft lock it, which exactly is what happened. The difficulty buttons determine how much time you have to complete each area. I'm not sure if the hard mode is even possible because I don't have the reflexes fast enough for it, so I've been testing mostly on easy. I mean, I can appreciate the effort that was put into this from a perspective of the, like, a full-blown fucking game. But the one thing I have to say here is that obviously this is a premise that has been done before. Not to say that the other things we've seen tonight haven't also, been something that we've seen before. I'm sure that they've done, like, Super Meat Boy as, like, a final boss or something, but I don't remember seeing it. But I've seen this game before, so this is, like, a big thing, obviously. But, like, the game doesn't exactly work, so your quality is going to go down. All your, things within it just don't necessarily operate effectively. I thought this was just going to be, like a comic strip about, like, the craziest shit happening and like a bunch of shit exploding and stuff, and then like the last like panel was gonna be the guy walking in with like a mop and bucket, and then he was gonna just say like, ah fuck, or like, I'm supposed to be retired, man. I'm too old for this shit. But it wasn't anything like that. It was just like just cleaning it up and then you die. I guess that's like a good like mindset to put yourself in, and that if you don't work in this world in current era, you will die. So it's like a parody and a spoof of real world. If you were to think about it, it's like a parody and a spoof of like the real world. And like if you were to be like a worker at McDonald's, you have to clean the shitter, you have to clean the pisser, you got to clean everything. And if you don't do those things, then you're gonna go down, and you're not gonna get killed, but you will die, and that you won't be able to afford food or anything really. So it's kind of accurate to current era. So I think you were way ahead of the times. But I just think that you should have tried a little bit harder with the actual operation of it, because if you didn't really know how to make a game work effectively, why did you make a game and not a don't know, a cartoon or like a piece of art or something. Like you did stick yourself out in comparison to the others to make it different, which is appreciated. But I just think in general there's something here that's missing. And I can't put my finger up my asshole about it. But this is a funny perspective. Let's say it's like a, I don't know, like a, sorry to keep giving everybody 4s, but I'm not really laughing, I'm not really laughing a whole bunch here. And quality, like a 6, I guess, like it was all right. Old Lands by the Squidgely. Old Lands. Is that like Newgrounds? Old Grounds? That's a reference if anybody's watched the recent NGTV series. My great uncle actually was back in the day, recording for that. When they were having that event, and it was a tragic event that affected my entire family pretty harshly. But I've managed to get over it, and that I kind of look at him as like an inspiration, and that one day hopefully I manage to become like a news anchor, so that way I can maybe get it in with the weather girl. And then me and her could, like, live forever after in happiness, like Shrek and Fiona. Except we wouldn't live in a swamp. And I could still be, like, a fat ogre, but she would have to be, like, fit. She would have to, like, look good. She'd have to keep up the good work, is what I'm saying. She gets that. And she also has to work, too. And I will not be working. Old Lands. I think you give little names for everybody here. Welcome to Old Lands, or OL. We have Ghost Console Pave and Mr. Delo, Sir Palo, and Phantom Arcade. Okay, so there's Mr. Delo right there. Look at him. He's got a tooth in his hand. No, he's giving a ding. And then I'm assuming that's probably Ghost Console Pave. Instead of Phantom Arcade, he's Ghost Console. That's pretty good. Looks like that was a reference to Oni Plays, though, and it wasn't anything that you originally made. Monkey OL, Oni NG, I guess that's Oni right there. He's a monkey, and he's got little big floppy tits. And we got Happiness Peace. Happiness Peace is, oh, there he is, right there. Happiness Peace instead of Madness. I don't get, oh, okay. Happiness Peace instead of Madness Combat. I get it. Telepathic Rock instead of Psychic Pebbles. I'm trying to figure out where that's supposed to be. I do not see a rock anywhere at all. I see an egg. That's supposed to be Ed's World. That's probably Egg Whirl. Yep. No, I don't see. I see a nugget on the floor. I see Corey in the corner. All right. So anyway, we got telepath. I guess that's okay. I guess this has to be. This has to be Psychic Pebbles right here, because the nose, and then instead of smiling friends, it's like sad, angry friends. Tom Gulp, that's a good one, in terms of him gulping it down. All right, you even got little tiny Easter eggs here. Terribly drawn L.A. Air Corey. So I don't really know what L.A. Air references to. Spooky Month X Crema, which I guess is whatever's on his computer there. I don't see anything else about that. And Friday Night Funkin'. Well, like, what is the little, like, what is the little skull, and what is the chicken nugget supposed to be? Yeah. Well, I mean, I like okay, of all these, I mean, these two are something that was taken from a Oni Plays, so that wasn't yours. I don't know what these are. That's nothing. Chris is a monkey, it's just a monkey, I guess that's good. Peaceful Combat, or rather, sorry, Happiness Peace is pretty good. Ed's World as an egg is also pretty good. But the thing that's really like sticking out to me here is Tom Gulp. I think that's the best thing that's on here for sure. So that's you're gonna get a lot of points for Tom Gulp. Was it funny? I'll give you a 7 in the funny scale. From a quality perspective, I'll give you a 6. Pretty good. Pretty good. Tom Gulp. I just need a lady out there that's gonna be my own little Tom Gulp. Anybody watching, my LinkedIn is in the description. Tapestry of What has made a My Favorite Old Floors charactered. What the fuck is that supposed to be? Oh boy. Alright, so this one is from left to right. We have Blockhands from the titular show Blockhands, and yet you didn't, like, it's Salad Fingers combined with Blockhead. But, like, instead of it, like, hands, like, Salad Fingers, it's because his hands kind of look like the leaves of, like a lettuce, like, you know, head, kind of, I think. And there's nothing about his hands there that screamed to me block, but that's okay. And I just don't get why I combined the two. Sakuruto and Coolkin from Spook Forever. Okay, so that's a combination. Okay, I get it. It's Punch Forever combined with Spooky Month. That's pretty good. I can appreciate that one. It's like the little frog and then the main fighting girl. But then you have the girl again? You did it again? Like, you used the same character twice? You did the same thing with Madness and Blockhead. Okay, I gotta continue on here. Salad Head from the titular Salad Head. So, okay, you got Block Hands and Salad Head. So, I do appreciate that you went in reverse. So there's something to be said about that, and that you really thought about it in both realms. You thought about it coming from the front and going out the back. Goji from Punch Month. So instead of Spooky Month, it's Punch Month. And then there's Pico and Hank combined to be Pank from Madness's School. And then finally, the iconic Grunt from Pico Combat. Okay, so it's a Pico character in terms of Pico School and how he's, like, you know, normally laid out, and he's also Madness, but he's drawn in the style of, like, Pico Skull when he has his little hands going around like this. So, from a parody perspective here, I'm not laughing, but I think I appreciate the funny aspect of what you try to go with here. And I think that the quality of it is iffy, but I think overarchingly, I think this is the most heart behind the parody that I've seen thus far, in terms of you coming up with a lot of different ways in which you can go about telling, well, not necessarily a story, but, like, saying something about each character individually, and doing it in a way that is ironic. There's something here, all right? Honestly, I think I'm just getting tired from beating it all day, so I'm sorry. I'm getting near the end here. My favorite Old Floors character is that's the name of the title, though. My favorite Old Floors character. So instead of Newgrounds, it's Old Floors. I get it. Like, that's funny. My tapestry of what? So I think from a funny perspective, I'll give you a 6. Quality, I'll give you a 4. Not an original score here, but, you know, it's something. Maskless Cat by Art B. Hart. I wonder here why there's a cat that has a mask in the first place. Is this going to be like that one character that was from, I believe, Animal Crossing, that would dance like this? She was a cat. And I would sure love to cover her face with a mask. In the sense of it being like a beauty mask, I want to make sure that she feels comfortable and beautiful at all times, and that's what Wingardium Leviosaaaaa, please forget what I just fucking said. Fuck. My mask! I can't be seen without my mask! That's a reference to that old Scooby-Doo. I'm familiar. Just like I said earlier about that Scrooby Crew. Scrooby Crew. That is the alternative animated series that I'm working on that is absolutely a parody, even though it's exactly the same as the original. So this is a character of a cat that dropped their mask. Amber paid a visit to a rundown old mansion that belonged to a long-dead relative. She walked down the hallway when something spooked her. She stumbled on the floor, causing her mask to fall off of her face. Like her kind, she doesn't go anywhere without her mask. Her kind? What do you mean, her kind? A little parody of a scene from an old TV show about meddling kids encountering ghosts and monsters. I like the meme. Amber belongs to a surrealatorium. I don't know... Okay, so... Amber belongs to Surrealatorium, who's this person right here. Those are tits. Those are tits in the header of the art piece. I don't think you can put tits in the art of a profile. So that's not good. But anyway, it looks like this is an adult film creator here, an NSFW artist that makes furry art of, I guess, some character that's named Amber. It's a very strange character to decide to base your entire parody off of. I don't know the character, so therefore I'm not, like, laughing hilarious about this. But it looks like she has a mask, and she dropped her mask, and she said, I can't be seen without my mask. So from a quality perspective, it's up there. From a funny perspective, I'll give it, like, I wish like, if I actually cared about this character, I'd maybe give it a higher score. It's been difficult for me here, because the quality's good of the art. I'll give it a 7. Funniness? Doing a Scooby-Doo parody is interesting. The context does not work for me. I get the character has a mask, but I just don't know the character, so it doesn't work as effectively on me, and I'm not laughing hilarious. Oh, the character dropped something. The thing that they parody all the time in, like, a cartoon series, I believe. You know that Velma was, like, severely, like, into, like, Johnny Bravo? I like to watch those shows back in the day. I like to feel like I'm a bit of a Johnny Bravo, personally. Obviously, you can see the similarities. But, like, I would hope that one day I find my own Velma, and that she would love me for, who I am and my big buff muscles, and, I don't know, like, trying to, like, do another joke about Scooby-Doo in the year of 2020, current year. It's a little bit dated, I guess I'd say, so I'll give you, I'm sorry, 3. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The next thing is Curb Ofer by Ed Keck 30. Wait, hold on. That's the same guy from earlier. I recently learned about the terrible things that Egoraptor has done. Given that, it only makes sense for me to create a parody of my next biggest inspiration, Curbifer. If you're interested in making a parody for Parody Jam, there's not much time left. Curbifer. 21,000 fans. What exactly did Egoraptor do that made you change your opinions on the terrible things that he's done? Curbifer is this guy, and he's a curb. So taking it very literally. Again, I'm not laughing. So I was hoping to laugh tonight, but I'm not laughing. So, alright, so my funny scale, it's even less than the Egoraptor one. So the Egoraptor one, I gave that a 4, so you're going to get a 3 on this one. And as a quality, you did a background this time, because he's a curb. So I guess I got to give you a slightly higher score than the previous one. So if Velociraptor, Egoraptor was 4, I'll give you a 5 on that one. So you end up getting the same score of 8 on both. Great job. The next one here is Bridge Men. I love the Bridge Kids. And I would love to see what Nicholas the Guy did to parody said kids under and on a bridge. Let's check it out. So it looks like Nicholas the Guy made a 4-minute long audio piece based on Bridge Kids. So let's just see what that sounds like. I really, 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 really like Bridge Kids. Seriously. It is probably one of, if not my most absolute favorite series on Newgrounds, which is why I made this for the NG Parody Jam. I originally was going to make a parody of ZTV, my other favorite NG series, but I kind of didn't have a clear vision of it, so after thinking about it for a bit one night, I randomly came up with Bridge Men. Brilliant! Bridge Kids, Bridge Men, combine it into one? Oh! My fucking head's about to explode right now thinking about the creative aspects of that one. The process was not too long, but it also took some weeks. I improvised a dialogue. I took said improvised dialogue and wrote it out on a script, which took a day and a half. I then got a second opinion on it, which had me rewrite it a bit. Then I did the voice acting. Fun fact, I voiced Fugger, Can I say that? On a Sunday and Lars on a Thursday. What the fuck does that mean? I finished off by editing everything together, which took about a day. I voiced Fugger on a Sunday and Lars on a Thursday. Oh, okay. You voiced the 2 different characters that you're doing here on 2 different days. And then you edited it all together after that, which took about a day. This is a unique sketch, as this is the first time I've ever wrote a parody sketch. I could have sworn you did something before. It's also the second time I wrote a sketch for a competition. That's it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so this is the first time you wrote a parody sketch. The first time was a regular sketch. Was that the Apples one? You've made a lot of things here, and I honestly am not going to be listening to it right now, but I'll be listening to it tonight after I listen to my my ASMR and I squirt. But there's a lot of things that you've done on here, and I'm impressed in terms of the amount of effort that you put into here. So the only thing left is to obviously first give credit to where credit's due. Writing and improv was by Nicholas the Guy, script consultation by Sulfur Cretin, voice acting by Nicholas the Guy, editing by Nicholas the Guy, sound effects from Pixabay, and Bridge Kids is from the iconic, underappreciated Bridge Kids series. Please watch if you can. It's so good. Alright, let's have a listen.
Dude, we seriously need to address a very important matter right here, right now.
Alright. What is it?
We're buff, we're strong, we have muscles poking in and out of all sides of our body, even our faces. Urgh.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But since we're already strong because, you know, we've been exercising for a long time.
You're spending like 2 minutes to say that they're strong and that they've worked out?
No, we gotta work out now so that we have even more motivation and drive to fix this bridge.
I thought I was listening to gay porn. I'm sorry. I had a dream about gay porn and I had to wake up. I don't think about gay porn normally. Trying to skip the unnecessary cutscenes. They're really long. Alright. It's over. You did a good job voice acting. You know, like, you sound like the characters, which is great. You catch... Just like the show, it was incredibly engaging. Like, you know, like, in terms of it's fitting the style of the humor of the show. It's a little bit slow, a little monotonous, and kind of flatline. And it's like a dry humor, you know? So, like, about that, like, you definitely fitted into the realm, and you wrote well for the characters and for the universe. You know, like, and given that's one of your favorite shows, I'm not surprised that you were able to give off the same vibes. Now, the issue with this being an audio portion as opposed to a visual portion is that in parts where you are doing something that could audibly be funny, you could also have a visual funny aspect to it, too. Like the workout scene, I'm just listening to 2 guys grunting for, like, a minute, 2 minutes. In the beginning, they're talking about how they're strong for, like, a minute to 2 minutes. I guess the concept of them being men is because they work out. Honestly, that's a bit of toxic masculinity. That's toxic masculinity. All right, Nicholas? You better watch your pretty little mouth there, okay? But the only thing about them being men was that they were working out, I guess. You could have made it a lot shorter, personally. Instead of it being 4 minutes long, there's parts where it's just the same joke kind of over and over. You're saying the same things over and over, so I get that you might have done this in an improv sense, which is good because it seems like that's how they write the show for Bridge Kids. But when it comes to doing it for this particular purpose, especially as it's just audio and there's nothing more to listen to, it starts to drag on a little bit. So I would say that you could come up with some way to kind of cut down your work in the future, and it would be that much better. You really got the voices down, you're getting your quality down, and I have to say, You did a pretty good job with your sound as well. You can start incorporating left and right ear a bit if you would like to. So that way they could hear it in both ears and hear the car coming from the left to the right. I didn't really hear much of that happening here. In the end, overarchingly from a quality perspective, it was pretty high up there. Funniness, above average. So let's see. Funny was, I'll give you a 6. I'll give your quality a 8. All right? So you're up there in score, but you're not the highest. But keep up the good work and keep trying. And I appreciate that this time you wrote everything out. You did improv at first. Not everything has to be improv. You know, I guess that's kind of the concept. You get it flowing. But then once it's improv, then you could add to it and change it up a bit. I understand that you had somebody help you with the script a bit more after the fact. But also, more is not exactly the best thing in the world. You know, like, why would somebody want to keep talking about the same thing over and over to just elongate the purpose of what they're trying to say in the first place? Like, a given video doesn't have to be incredibly long, and overly explaining oneself is kind of a good indication of someone having a very low insecurity. Because usually people that have a high security about themselves are able to describe everything in short terms because they just know that people get it. And if they don't get it, then it's just, you know, too bad. Figure it out. So, in the end, I don't think it has to be that long. You could actually shorten it a lot. But your quality of your voice acting and your sound design was actually pretty good. Alright, last here is Flash Parodies, the unfunniest animation genre, by I Can't See Help. Well, isn't that ironic? Many people worked on this one. I Can't See Help, Crockett DK, Iguana Suckus, CJ Spells Fish, and SadManNicc. Today's episode, Madden and Cybermare watch the internet's lowest form of content, Flash Parodies. This was a daily feature and front paged, and it's underneath parody, and it was submitted for the Boogie Woogie 1999 submission. So, I mean, I'm not to say that everyone's going to get blown out by this, but let's see what happens. They even give you free stamps and a .fla file for this, so you got to give them credit where credit's due here. They put in a lot of effort.
Fucking dick! Fucking shit!
Hey, man, what's that you're drawing?
Garfield is in the background, and he's saying fuck.
Man, that looks like a shitty Flash cartoon. Every time the joke is just out-of-pocket violence or over-the-top swearing.
But Cybermare, that's not true at all!
Man, shut the fuck up before I fucking shoot you with my fucking gun.
Cybermare, you've got it all wrong! Flash
You can see Mario having his pipe cleaned by Peach.
This shit fucking sucks.
Why? This is epic!
The whole joke is that it's some cartoon character taking a hit from a bong. Tom Fulp has probably never done drugs in his life. I mean, fucking look at him. This is the face of a man that gets scared when a black guy walks down the same street as him. Seriously, just putting a bong in your cartoon does not automatically make it funny. It's like the laziest punchline you could ever have.
No! The internet still has plenty of places for animators to thrive. As long as we keep getting in donations from our wonderful viewers, we... How is it minus money? Hello, every pony. Welcome back to Fortnite.
No, don't say every pony. You can say everybody, like a fucking normal...
You'll hit the gritty. Hit the gritty in the chat.
We just got a donation from Sigma Cot.
Homestar Temple Runner, pretty good. Pretty good, I caught that. I've got to admit, that was pretty good. In terms of the quality of the animation, in terms of the jokes that were put within there, I wasn't laughing a whole bunch, but hey, there's something there to be said. And in the end, I just, it's a longer format of what was done. I am assuming that this was done originally for the purposes of the parody event that's been placed, and it's not like a thing where they just happen to be making something about parodies in the first place. I don't know. Who knows? I'm not gonna judge. But, when it comes to something like this, you can see that there is some, I guess, some, love put behind it, ironically, because they're mentioning all the things that were, original parodies and fun and things that were, back in the day, what was good and what was bad and whatnot. And they're just pointing out how bad things have been. Or, comedy changes over time. It's not exactly the funniest thing in the world. If you look back at what you used to laugh at, look at, S7U12, right? Did you really laugh that much at Rage Comics back in the day? Or was it just something that you did to pass the time? Me personally, I love Rage Comics. I still love them to this day. I'm actually a moderator on the subreddit. But when it comes to portraying your opinions about something like parodies in Flash and current era, yeah, usually it does end up being Weed Mario or, just something where they're going to just be killing each other or just cursing or iconic character doing something they wouldn't normally do. Hey, I've been a victim of it. I've done things like that before on my internet web series where I review games and then I make little parodies of them in which things imagine if Pac-Man got high on crack and he freebased. You could do a lot of things with that. It's some people find it funny. It's a low hanging fruit, but in terms of the quality of this one, obviously it's superb in comparison to the rest that I saw tonight. I still really like the Super Meat Boy one, so I might try to keep it around that same area, but clearly there's a lot more effort put into this. Not to say that the original Super Meat Boy one wasn't good. It was great, obviously, but you could just tell that there's more put into this one. Granted, there's more people working on this one. So it's not like it's the same exact level of, fairness and quality, but I would have to give this one at least a fucking 9 or something. So, what did I give the other one? I gave the other one an 8, so a 9 would be accurate. And is it funny, though? I'm only going to give it the same rating as funny, so I'm only going to give it 1 more point than the other one. I think that's fair. So I guess that's the one that I'm giving the highest rating. But it's not a parody. It's talking about parodies. So I'm going to give it a 7 on the funny scale. People wouldn't appreciate the effort that I put into my critiques and my reviews. I know what's good. You don't. I'm the reviewer. I'm the gamer. You're not. I'm the one that's better than you in all ways and formats. I tip my hat to each and every one of you, even though it's been falling off the fucking floor every 5 seconds. I'm the one who deserves the praise and the attention. My parodies are funnier than anything that probably you've ever put out there, honestly. I'm just better than you in all ways, formats, and anything that you do, I could do better, basically, is what I'm saying here. So, I don't understand why, in the end, these people that make these things, some people work with them, and some people have collaborations, and people have communities, and I don't really have that. I have my Discord friends that are bots that I've made that are programmed with AI, which, technically speaking, over time, they could be a actual, human being if you give the rights to the robots. So I think that that's a thing that, I actually do have friends, and anybody who says that I don't is wrong in that aspect. But when it comes to me being, in a romantic way with somebody at the same time, these people that collaborate, they have a lot of love they put into it. I have love to share. I have love I want to put into my work and all the things that I do. And the people that don't see that don't appreciate me, and they don't deserve me, and they don't deserve anything, really. So I did all this for free, and I have to admit, the reason I'm even doing this in the first place is not because I am a critic. This is supposed to be a video dating profile, and I was hoping that somebody that was watching this would potentially find me attractive. If you do, then please reach out to my LinkedIn, and I would really appreciate it if you were to send me loving letters, potentially around the time of Valentine's Day, and if you were to send me spicy pictures of age, that would be appreciated in my Discord DMs. What I'm saying that is, I'll, if you want to get to know me better, I would be very happy to sit on a call with you, and I'd love to chat with you for a series of time. And I could pay you to sit there and, listen to me talk like this, like I'm doing right now, and then you could fall asleep, I could fall asleep. You would have to stay on the line, though. That would be part of the contract that I'm making you sign, and also you cannot share that with anybody else in terms of any noises that you hear over the night, if you hear any farts or burps or squirting sounds. None of that could be shared with anybody. It's only for me, and I will record it, and I will be using anything that you say against you in the court of law. So basically what I'm saying here is my life is a parody. And I'm looking for someone to actually make it fun and funny. You could be that person. Maybe we'll do a dating show or something. I don't know. Something like that could happen. I live in my closet. This is at my mom's house. But hey, there's a lot of room in here. I have Parcheesi. Fucking stupid. This won't even fucking work in the first place. Why did I even try this, Aalasteir? Did you really think that I was going to actually get anybody out of this? Do you think that this is actually going to be worthwhile for me? Why did I waste fucking 2 hours of my time doing this bullshit? Nobody's fucking funny on here. Nobody's actually good. I'm the only one that's funny. You are a piece of shit, Aalasteir. Why did you waste my fucking time with this, okay? This actually better be good, and I better get some bitches out of this. Fuck you, Aalasteir. I gotta calm down. Oh, I'm ready. Oh.